We would like to give you some breaking news now out of the Democratic primary caucus in Nevada. We are calling the winner Hillary Clinton. As you can see there, 66% of the votes are in, 52% for Clinton, 48% for Bernie Sanders.
We still have Steve Chaggaris with us here. So, Steve, I'm just going to bring you right in and talk to you about this. We are now at CBS News calling Hillary Clinton the winner of the Nevada caucuses. Surprise or not?
They tried to downplay expectations. All week they've been saying it's going to be tough for them, so they're going to play this off as, oh, look, we, we're the comeback kids. But the truth is, she really was clobbered in New Hampshire, lost by 22 points. Everybody was asking questions about what is wrong with Hillary Clinton, what is going on here. This is, this is huge for Hillary Clinton in the sense that she's sort of righting the ship now, because if you look at the contests that are coming up, whether it's next week or Super Tuesday, you're looking at a lot of contests that are favorable to her, and probably more favorable to her than Nevada would have been. So the fact that she pulled it out in Nevada, and it was 4 points, it's close or whatever, but it's still, decisive. It wasn't 50.1 to 49.9. I mean, this was a 4-point victory, or maybe it gets larger, smaller, whatever. But she wins in Nevada. That's a big storyline change for her. And I think what it does is it avoids a week of more, what is going on with the Clinton campaign? Why can't she win? Why does Sanders keep winning? This is now she can focus on South Carolina. She can really sort of try to just start rolling as we go forward here. We'll see what happens.
How damaging is this for Bernie Sanders' momentum?
I mean, look, I think I don't know if damaging is the right word, but I think a victory here would have been huge for him. He would have had 2 wins in a row. He would have basically been the sort of slayer of the queen, right? I mean, everybody thought that Hillary Clinton was going to roll to victory here, and the fact that she would have lost New Hampshire, big, and then Nevada, which she won in 2008, against, mind you, Barack Obama, who wound up becoming the nominee, that would have been really bad for her and really great for him. And so whether it's damaging or not to him, I mean, look, we all know the calendar doesn't look great for him moving forward. I just think a win for him would have been much better, at least keeping him in the discussion, putting all the negative focus on her. The fact that he didn't win here, I think it's just huge for her.
But as Linda Tran, our strategist and CBSN contributor, noted, he's not going away. He's still proven that he can raise money, he can galvanize the vote.
That's right. There's still a significant part of the Democratic Party that, A, is really interested in these economic and pocketbook issues that he's talking about. He still got 48% of the vote in this caucus, which is a significant number for a guy, again, who a year ago or 6 months ago was not supposed to be competing at this level. So this is going to still, he'll be energized by this performance. People will continue to give him money. And then, he is going to continue to pressure her, okay? Now, whether that's going to have any effect long term, I don't know. I mean, this is going to keep going. He's going to match her in terms of money. He's going to match her in terms of polls. But I think ultimately what we're going to wind up seeing, again, this is so unpredictable, but I think what this does for her is it gives her a little breath of fresh air, a little momentum going into these contests. I think you're going to start seeing her rack up some more delegates. And then what will wind up happening, if she continues to win, he'll still have a significant number of delegates. He's forcing her to talk about issues that she wouldn't have talked about. So in terms of a victory for him, even if he doesn't become the nominee, what he's done is he's gotten the Democratic Party to talk about issues that he wants to talk about in the context that he wants to talk about, right? Wall Street reform, income inequality, higher wages. These are the kinds of things that probably wouldn't have been talked about if Bernie Sanders wasn't as successful as he has been to this point.
We heard Nancy Cortez say that if she wins, and as we've just declared here at CBS, that she is the winner, she has older voters and women to thank. So does she just continue to try to get them on her side, or does she try to also branch out, and does she have a chance of reaching out to the younger women at this point?
Right. In each of these cases, when she won in Iowa, barely, and when she won here, there are cracks in that sort of foundation, right? And so young voters, young women, and now it turns out to be Latinos, right? I mean, so she has work to do. It's not like this is going to be easy for her. And so she needs to keep the people that are continuing to vote for her, but then also try to steal these other votes away from Sanders. That's going to be the hardest thing for her moving forward. The one thing that I can point out, though, is that you look at these states that are voting on Super Tuesday, there are fewer liberal voters, there are fewer white voters, and there are fewer younger voters. And so, that kind of math, I think, works in her favor. You just got to hope, or they've got to hope that they can try to broaden out her base here.
We were just showing a tweet there from Secretary Clinton to everyone who turned out in every corner of Nevada with determination and heart. This is your win. Thank you. Signed H. We also have been showing pictures there from Caesar's Palace, where we expect Secretary Clinton to take the stage. I'm not sure exactly when that'll happen, but clearly, as we have projected here at CBS News, that she has won the Nevada caucus. That will happen sometime very, very soon. We're going to keep an eye out on that. We're still here with Steve Chaggaris talking about this. So going forward, Steve, we talked about how this gives her a little bit of wind at her back. You know, in the next states that are coming up, we've got South Carolina next week. This is a state that she was already ahead of against Bernie Sanders. Can we continue to see a level of success from her in that state and the other states going after?
I mean, I think what this does truly is it really just it stops or slows the negative conversation surrounding her campaign. I mean, this is a woman who's constantly playing defense, constantly not being able to get her message out because she's either answering questions about why she's losing New Hampshire or why her email, about questions about her emails. So this at least gives her a bit of good news. Like, she won a caucus. This is, a caucus, by the way, that they kept saying it was going to be really hard to win, right? So you add all that together, and they're going to be feeling great about this. And this again gives them a positive storyline to carry with them for the next week. And then, assuming what happens in South Carolina happens, I mean, these polls show her way ahead, so it would have to be some sort of crazy contraction and crazy momentum for Sanders to close that gap significantly. So if she wins in South Carolina, now she's got 2 in a row. And then she rolls into to Super Tuesday with 2 wins in a row. And that's, again, it's just a good storyline for her. And they've got to be very, very pleased at this point.
Right, and it must also help with the base and fundraising going forward.
Well, what it does is it calms her donors down, it calms her supporters down, it calms the superdelegates down, these elected officials and VIP Democrats who are asking questions like, what is going on here? Why can't she get rid of the Sanders guy, And so it calms people down for a week, right? And then if she wins South Carolina, it calms people down for another few days, and then see what happens in Super Tuesday. So it changes the dynamic in terms of how people are viewing, or how the influential Democrats are viewing her campaign. The more you win, the more the negative stuff goes, falls by the wayside. And so
then, Steve, what states does Senator Sanders need to focus on going forward? What are the states where he can perhaps have an impact, a greater impact than he might in South Carolina, for example?
So you're going to see some states on Super Tuesday. So Vermont, of course, his home state. Massachusetts, which is a state that I think is probably a little bit more blue than some of these other southern states. There's talk about maybe Virginia, Oklahoma, where he might do okay. There's really not a lot of great polling on the Super Tuesday states right now, so it's hard to say. But again, you look at a lot of the states that are going on Super Tuesday, it's a lot of southern states, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia. These are states that are much more moderate, much more diverse, and diverse in a different way than Nevada. Nevada is diverse with Latinos. These southern states are diverse with African Americans, and she has huge leads among African Americans. And so, again, the road gets harder for Sanders at this point. A win here would have really, really helped him try to change the storyline going into to this difficult stretch that he's going to face in the next couple of weeks.